Hi, this is Lance from Aaron Gaming. We are playing Final Fantasy XII. And welcome. Hope you had a good week last week. It is Monday where well, I won't give away the day. I shouldn't, because I might rebroadcast this. But anyways, welcome to this episode. Let's dive right into... I wanted to give a shout out because one of my favorite things of all time in Final Fantasy and all of the Final Fantasies, especially 6, of course, is probably my favorite. 10 has beautiful music though, and of course 7. 8 has some great music. You know, this guy right here, Umatsu. But should switch channels. But anyway, here's a guy who I really like, Charles Cornell. I recommend you subscribe and like his stuff. But he does a bunch. He's been doing some Final Fantasy stuff. Let's see how. Oh, I guess it's not lately. It's been a while, but I don't want to learn to play the piano necessarily, and I'm playing the drums. Learn to play the drums, but I just listen to his stuff because it's amazing. So I recommend, if you really like the music of Final Fantasy and you want it broken down from a composition type standpoint, listen to this guy. And he's the thing about him is he just gets so excited about music and into it. So yeah, highly recommended. It's fun just to watch him. All right, let's see what news we got going on. I know there's still sales going on because I want to play Final Fantasy IV The After Years, which is a sequel to Final Fantasy IV. And I was hoping there was a sale. There is a sale on the Steam version, which I already own. The cell phone version, which I kind of want to get so that I can play it in my friend's house. Tim, he's been in some episodes. Is not on sale though. Disappointing. Anyways, leaked Final Fantasy remake reportedly in danger of never releasing. What? This is clickbait. Gacked cosplay photo has Final Fantasy VII fans convinced a dirge of Cerebus. What? Alright, I'll bite on that. It's IGN. Final Fantasy IX remake was reportedly very far along before Square Enix put the... Alright, I guess maybe it's not clickbait. Video Final Fantasy Resonance new trailer showcasing Warriors of Light. We're going to have to take a look at that. Final Fantasy VII, the RPG that behind a generation. Watch Final Fantasy Resonance teaser trailer. So there it is again. Before we get into that, let's just double check and see if we got any official news. Just the sale, so no official news. Let's take a dive into these rumors then, shall we? Against Dirge Cerberus remake on the way after Gak posts photo in Genesis cosplay. I don't understand what cosplay has to do with. Final Fantasy fans are convinced the Dirge Cerberus remake could be on the horizon of Japan's most famous rock star, Gakt. Posted a photo of himself cosplaying as Crisis Core's Genesis. Gak famously voiced Genesis Rhapsodos in the Japanese dubs of both Crisis Core and the not-so-secret ending of In Dirge of Cerberus. It's fairly well known that he has helped inspire and even design the character, who's been a fan favorite since his first appearance nearly 20 years ago. While Gak represents his role for the Crisis Core remake 2022, not much has been seen of Genesis since that until now. Yeah, you fight him... On 6/2026, he posted Instagram Reel showing himself decked out in Genesis cosplay. See if we can get into it. Yeah. Ugh. Instagram always does this to me. It's such a pain in the butt. Just give me the... Okay. Is it a video? Okay. Show himself decked in Genesis cosplay. Can't truly be called cosplay. It's literally him. Yeah, that's a good point. His song Redemption played in the background. Eagle Eye fans will have clocked the Redemption was written and performed by GAC and the official theme song Dirge Service. And it's, I never played Dirge Service. I think I just started playing it and just, isn't that the gun one? Anyway. Yeah. It's one of the few remaining Final Fantasy VII spin-offs titles left that hasn't received an official remake, and it's one that could certainly do with a refresh. It's a beloved entry. Questionable is control scheme and overall gameplay looks a bit rough in the rear view, making the idea of a remake pretty appealing. Only one fan knows similar pattern in GAC's Instagram posts that lined up with his previous social media activity leading up to Crisis Core Remake. As told by, sorry, I'm having contact issues, Nibblebound on X. GAC post turning into a studio is he hasn't visited in over 10 years to perform some rock recordings just 4 days before Crisis Core Remake was announced at Summer Game Fest 2022. It's a long article. It feels like skip to the end. Dirge Service storytelling getting some time to since Ever Crisis, along with. So, anyways, long story short, is maybe a Dirge Service remake. For me, it'll be the first time I cleared. If I clear it. Final Fantasy IX remake was reportedly very far along before Square Enix put the JRPG revival on ice, but the long-rumored Final Fantasy IX remake is currently stalling despite being quite far along, at least for now, according to one report and comments made last month that are now doing the rounds of the internet. Veteran game journalist Alex Donaldson of RPG site and Recent Respect. I'm going to turn the slide off. It's shining in my eye. That might be part of the reason I'm having issues. You can't see me very well. You'll get over it. Going on with one of the industry's most notoriously unannounced projects. Per Donaldson, the Final Fantasy IX project was a single game and was quite far along in development before it eventually ground to a halt. As of now, the JRPG remake is no longer moving forward. If you're feeling deflated, though, there's some hope. Donaldson notes that the new mobile Dissidia game was basically canceled for over a year before eventually being revived. Given that Final Fantasy IX's remake project has a lot of work already done, the same could happen here. My new illustrations create as potential box art and as key art just tweeted out for the anniversary, so you might not want to get your hopes up too much. Donaldson remarks come as part of a wider discussion of Final Fantasy XIV FanFest panel feature director and producer Naoki Yoshida and Final Fantasy VII Revelation lead Naoki Hamaguchi. Not only did Yoshi turn heads by saying that remakes of Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy VIII, and Final Fantasy IX would need multiple installments, but he also pointed out that fans want Hamaguchi to direct Final Fantasy XVII, and what better praise for someone could that be? Man, if they haven't even started on Final Fantasy XVII yet. In short, per Donaldson, the veteran Final Fantasy XIV boss has a habit of disguising a teaser as speculation. For example, when showing off the MMO's Dawn Trail expansion, it turned a few heads by saying the reason behind Final Fantasy nods was a secret. If we're talking about rumored timelines, it's interesting. Final Fantasy IX remake was reportedly in the works at that point. As such, his pointing out how difficult it would be to remake such a game at the moment can read as a soft confirmation that it's too difficult to press ahead with the project right now. In a similar way, it's noteworthy that it would put out how people would like Hamaguchi direct the next mainline Final Fantasy game, especially Final Fantasy VII Revelation, due to wrap up the trilogy next year. Of course, there's a reason certain projects aren't official. Things can change. Games that make sense in one moment don't in the next. So even if something is teased, you might not want to look at something too much until it comes from the source itself. Final Fantasy IX's own rumor remake is a good example of that in action. We first caught wind of the project as part of an infamous NVIDIA leak that slowly but surely confirmed the plans of many different developers, publishers since then. While we haven't heard anything official from Square Enix. We have received the odd update from outside sources that decent track records. This is what I think happened. All right, you ready for this? Here's to you. Final Fantasy IX Remake was in the works. It was scheduled to come out originally during the anniversary, which I believe was this year, or last year, late last year, whenever it was. I think it was early this year. But anyway, because of delays in development, it was not able to be released then. They don't want it to butt up against other releases, such as the one next month, or is it next month or the end of this month? And I need to check on that actually. And also, of course, Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's being delayed until after those are released. And then it'll be released. That's my guess. And it goes for Final Fantasy XIV. Final Fantasy IX's own rumored remake is a good example of that in action. We first got wind of it. Product is an famous NVIDIA leak, blah, blah, blah. And earlier this year, for example, one such source said the JRPG project is on ice. As ever, take everything you read with a grain of salt, blah, blah, blah. All right. New trailer for Final Fantasy Resonance. You already know I've got mixed feelings about this.
As it is where the crystalline legacy was formed. It was also for a time shrouded in darkness, its 4 elemental crystals bereft of light. However, a lone individual endeavored to lift this colliginous veil, a stalwart champion foretold of in an ancient prophecy. That individual was the Warrior of Light, and it is with him you shall endeavor to forge a bond.
Interesting. They're keeping the Japanese in the trailer. Well, there's my answer. October. I thought it was coming out sooner than that. The first Final Fantasy game was released. How about we do upcoming? There's a Final Fantasy video games. That'll probably get to the Wikipedia. All the way to down to the bottom. Holy cow. 1997. Where are we? There's 9. There's 10, 2001. There's 11, 2002. And here we're looking for 12, 2008. North America was 2000. Sorry, I said 8, but that's a 6. Sorry, my eyes are 2006. Okay, so now we're going to go all the way down here to Pixel Remaster. $14. It's not gonna. Seriously? Come on, man. Okay, here we go. So, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy Resonance in October. Kingdom Hearts is coming in October too, though. That's interesting. What about this? Oh, Android and iOS is what that says. Final Fantasy Evercold. Final Fantasy VII Resolution 2027. Should say spring, shouldn't it? Better be in the spring. Okay. Ooh, Kingdom Hearts 14 to be announced. Anyways, that's the news. Interesting new trailer. Let's play the game. I spending way too much time on this new stuff. There's a lot of news going on, I guess. Let's play the game. We were out and about grinding. We were in the part where we kicked our trash. Because we gotta run. I haven't figured out really how to run with. What we need to do is turn off all of our gambits. Oh, seriously? Here we go again. It's my stupid save icons for some reason. They just... Oh. So the thing is, I can't just... I gotta use that one. And crash. Oh my gosh. I don't really feel like troubleshooting this tonight, to be honest, so... What did we do last time? I deleted my stupid... Grab the error message. See if we can load another save and come back and load our other save. It's a good idea. Nope. This application has requested a runtime termination. In a way, please contact the application. Something to do with the stupid C++ library. I mean, what do we gotta do? Run as admin or something? Let's try that. I wonder if part of the reason is I'm running it in Game saved in the Steam Cloud for Final Fantasy Zodiac. Select the launch option. Let's try launching the configuration tool. See if that helps. I'm going to try to switch back to video quality should be high. I don't know why it's on low. VSync is on, that's fine. Let's go to borderless mode. Let's try to change the mode. 1920 by 1080 is what it wants to do. See what happens. Maybe it's the upscaling is causing issues probably. Is it gonna run? Fly. Okay. All right, let's go on the properties then and tell it to run the game. Actually, let's keep this ask when starting game on because we can always click on always use this option once we get it running properly. Hopefully this solves our problem. When the music stops, that means we failed. I could do a full computer restart, which would end the session anyway. I don't know what possibly would be causing the issue. I apologize, and I'll see you next episode.